Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my round review for round 11 and going through how I went and how I improved yet again. Another rank rise off the back of a rank for the week before, I believe. So up in total 1,319 places up to 8,205, and how my team had a really good round, and I'm continuing to have a lot of growth in team value still at this point. Probably not as much as I would hope for, but also that's mostly because some of the premiums that I've got are dropping in price, mainly Nick Dacos and Tim English, and that doesn't really matter too much. It's more about the other guys. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, I'll make this a little bit bigger. There we go. I've scored 2,227, and that was a round rank of 6,311, and I went up to 8,205 in the rankings. But I think this is where I can make my huge jump, as it looks like I have an advantage of around 40 or 50 points to a lot of people in the buy rounds. Each of the buy rounds, so that's potentially somewhere close to 200 points of potential gain. And 200 points is going to be absolutely huge if it works out that way, as that should get me close towards 5,000 or 4,000 points at least, ranking I should say. So as I said with Nick Dacos, he is dropping. He dropped 18k. You've also got the likes of Will Days sort of holding firm at this point. Tom Green dropped a little bit. Bontempelli's going up. Rosie's staying firm. Merritt went up a little. Petrarca went down, and then you had Ashcroft still going up. Atkins, cash gen stopping, so these two cash gens basically stopped. Harry Sharp didn't play, so I had only Wardlaw here making cash. You had obviously Seamus Mitchell making some cash. Darcy Wilmot made some cash as well, so it's all about these. And then you also had Samson Ryan not making any cash as well, so needed to get him out. He's dropping. Royal Marshall dropped. Tim English dropped, so that's already 30k, almost 40k there. So probably over the course of this whole midfield, and this midfield was all cancelled out by these two ruckmen. And then Tim Taranto obviously made some cash. Errol Goulden made some cash. Dunkley made some. Zeeble dropped a K. Harry Sheasel went up 2k. And then McPherson dropped a lot of cash as well. So I need him to pick up as well. And then Drury didn't play. Noah Long barely made any cash. So it was disappointing to see these two not play, I guess, and Drury not play. But there could be a chance that Cowan comes back. If he wasn't injured the week before, I'd say he's probably in line to come back. Drury could, but I don't think he will. Harry Sharp could, with Zorko's ban, come back, as Wilmot will flick to the defensive side and Sharp will get his wing roll back. I think Chesser will come back this week, and Uland has a chance to come back in, but I think it will be Ellis that comes back in. So now on to the actual scores. Nick Dacos 116, that's absolutely fine. Like, even though he's dropping cash, that's absolutely fine. And yeah, 98.6 last 5, 103 last 3. Got the Eagles next, and then Melbourne into the bye, one of the guys that I am holding. Yeah, he's just been really good this year since I got him in, I believe, like round 3 or something like that. I missed out on these two initial price rises, but I think I still got more of the price rises in. When did I get him for round 3? I want to say that I got him for round 3. Nope, I did. Yeah, I did get him for round 3 and captained him straight away. Isn't that's what I did? Yes. So yeah, I got him in here, and Cameron Minty for Constable and Shade. Yeah, okay. And it's this one that we want. So then Whitfield was the D2 this week. And yeah, he did amazing. Did his roll 102 for him. And just got the kicks to handball ratio that we wanted, a little bit lower than the marks than I thought he would probably get, and he isn't really a tackler, so that doesn't help. Well, I mean, his best this is the sort of game that we want to see from him, this Bulldogs game. And I think he can replicate that. And he's got Richmond next at Giant Stadium and then North. So I'm probably going to be holding him until round 14, I think. I don't think I'm going to go early on him because I like that run into the bye. So that's probably something I'll do. And then you've got Tom Stewart here, 1-2-1. Yeah, really, really good from him. Just dominated the game and almost once Radaglia went down, or before that even, he became this sort of this spare down back almost, or just he had an even better role where he was able to have a more just floating role, as I think he might have actually been the spare. That might have been what's happening. That's why he got so many marks. But Western Bulldogs this week should be interesting, but he should do well off that anyway. Then you got Liam Duggan here, 140. I did not expect this, but I'm happily going to take it, obviously. And against Collingwood this week, and then Adelaide next week, I'm not expecting good scores, but if he comes out of there with 290s, I'll be happy. And then go into his bye at around 830k or so, and 830k I can translate that over to someone, especially defenders wise at the moment, because only really Jordan Dawson, who I want to target in round 15. I want to target Jordan Dawson and Rory Laird in round 15 to get off the likes of, I might even swap out Green and Bontempelli in round 15 if I don't like the look of Jackson, etc. With him, and especially because Darcy's only going to be out for 1 week, I might not pull the plug on that, and I might be getting Green and Bontempelli out so that I can have the same points translated into Dawson, because he's gone 112 and 112.8, and that's sort of similar to Green, and Bontempelli is the same here. So we'll see, but yeah, it looks very much so that I might be taking only 3 guys through, and those 3 guys will be English, Taranto, and Sheasel, as I can use the likes of is there any forwards L3? Let's see, anyone. There isn't really anyone here that I like the look of, that is, other than Luke Jackson. But as we said with Darcy, that it doesn't look like he's going to miss much from what I read. I don't think he's going to miss that much, but we'll wait and see. Actually, I can do this. And I can put all those where are they? Freo, Sean Darcy, TBC, Monterey, more time, but the Ruckman missed round 13, and before pushing to play against Greater Western Sydney on the June 17th at the earliest. So if you look at, I'll just bring up Schultze here. So there, his earliest would be round 14 here. So I'm not looking at Jackson if that is the case, but we do have another week before we do get that real timeline in place. So that could change some things. And then we've got here, so obviously Duggan, then Will Day was a good performance as well. 101 from him, yep, really good, and just solidified his price. And if we go over to break evens, I'm pretty sure Will Day is going to be like 80 or so, 95 break evens. That's a little bit annoying that he's got a high break even. But he's got Adelaide, Port at Adelaide Oval, then Brisbane at the MCG. That could be interesting. But I will probably be getting rid of him at his bye. Well, he needs to go at his bye at this rate, to be honest with you, as the only guys that I'm holding for round 14 are Nick Dacos, Merritt, and Petrarca at this rate. Unless the only guy that can really change that is if Duggan starts going 130s a game, basically. But I don't think that will happen. his ownership's slowly going up. And then you had Ireland didn't play, and then I just took Mitchell 70 as I was going to take anything over like 50 or so because Wilmer I knew had that dead wing roll, which only produces 40 to 50s. So Mitchell's 70 was huge. And with Sicily out with a suspension and Mitchell's declared fit already, we're fine. That wasn't a problem, that injury. Injury concern, I should say. He should be getting more of the kickouts and just generating more points in general. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 100 or 110 in the following game, just because they need someone to do all that work. And Wilmot here, he's just going to be sort of a guy that I place on field so that I get another score, and in case he goes big, in case he goes and gets his high of a 70 somehow, then I get that 70, and that's sort of a locked-in score for that lower range, like 18th player, is that 70 score rather than a 30 or a 40, etc. that could be caused by an injury. And I'm happy that the way I've got it planned is that I've got an injury related or suspension related trade up my sleeve as well for the buys. So always having that up your sleeve is fine. Tom Green here, 108, absolutely huge again, and just keeps on keeping on. A little bit low on the disposal side of it, only 28. Usually in the 30s, so that's probably why he didn't get that big 120 plus score. But I mean, we'll see what happens with him. He's got two really nice matchups here, and then even Frio could be a nice matchup. Bont's got he's got a tough run of matches, but he's got this round 14 game, so he'll probably be traded out in the last week of, like, he'll be traded out on round 15 if needed, but he is definitely someone that I'm looking at to go straight up to Sarong, or even to go to Dawson or Laird, because I can just side move it, and Laird's been doing pretty well recently, and he's got two games that are really good scoring games, and then he's got round 15 rounds, so yeah, he should do really well. Even against Collingwood, he should do well. Like, he could go 120s to end the season, to be honest. So I'm looking at Laird for Bontempelli for Laird, as Laird's averaging 107 this year, and last 5 of 116, and Bont's last 5 of 112 and 114. So it's almost like an upgrade to go Bont to Laird at this point, especially because Laird, if you look at it, had a 101 against St Kilda on 67% time on ground. If you put that up to even just an 80% time on ground or 75% time on ground, that's looking like a 115, 120, and then that bumps up this last L3 average up to almost 130. So that's the plan there. But Laird might get out of my price zone, so that's why I was considering going Mullins and Laird. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. It's more about, do I trust Hobbs and Humphrey, or do I trust Mullins and Laird to get the points required? And then you've got here Rosie 102, huge for me again, another score beating out Butters. So yeah, that was a huge score for him. Probably will still go at the bye, but has Hawthorn, he probably will go round 14, I think. Round 14 he'll go, as I look to get rid of probably Will Day early. I'll probably get Will Day gone after this round and upgrade, change him to someone. And then Rosie will go the following round with Will Duggan, and then Whitfield will go in round 15. Whitfield will probably go in round 14. So we've got Rosie, Duggan, and Whitfield going in round 14. That's probably the plan, as I'm just looking at matchups and trying to figure out who's going to be the best matchups for players. And yeah. Then you have Merritt here, who's going to be staying in my side for the rest of the year. As you know, he has even this run right here, 20 to 23, where he should go ridiculous. And yeah, he just has this game against North as well, which I don't know what he'll put up, but it'll probably be my VC, to be honest. Then you got Petrarca here. He's just going to go probably 110 or so. Oliver's out this week, but is probably back next week, which is a short hamstring injury. So we'll wait and see what happens with Petrarca, but hoping that track can pick it up, as he does drop a 142 out of his L5 next week. So if he can score a 140, that would really help his L5 stay there, stay pretty constant, and would help increase his L3 by about 10 or 15 and get his L3 up to that 115 or so range. But Petrarca at this rate is going to stay on my side unless I do get Rory Laird now. And getting Rory Laird now probably means that getting Rory Laird now could be interesting. I do need to look at it, but I have Friday to do that. So those are the two sets of trades that I'm really looking at. Ashcroft 46, I sort of have to hold at this point, and he does have, if we look at the fixtures, he does have, I think, a really good run till what I need, and I'm getting rid of him round 18 by the looks of it, unless he gets rested sometime, because I really like his odds against Hawks and the Swans at the Gabba. He should do well. Saints at Marvel, he could do not the best. And then he's got Richmond and West Coast here, where he could easily go absolutely huge. And then I'm trading him out straight away in round 18 and getting rid of him and getting that value restored, I guess, as he only has, I believe, 100 break even, I want to say. Ashcroft 92 break even is absolutely fine during the buys at this point. He's not going to, I don't think he's going to put up a 40 again, to be honest with you, and we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Atkins put up a 30 and he's gone, basically as simple as that. That was a terrible performance, and yeah, really, if Ashcroft or Atkins hadn't gone that bad, I think I probably would have ended up a round rank of around 4,000 or so, 3,500 or so, even probably lower, as Atkins was 30% owned, but is now down to 24, and that's only going to decrease as more people trade him out, etc. Wardlaw I used as the emergency to get the captaincy score of merit, as I was going to take the 111. Wardlaw's got 51 in the end, so not the best performance, but gained some cash, which is crucial for me, as he is that last guy on field, and I really need to get him up to someone as soon as possible, to be honest. And getting him up to the likes of up to even just a 700k guy could be huge, but we'll just have to wait and see with what happens with him. He wasn't on the best role this game, so he just didn't get the tackles that I sort of expect from him, but got the marks instead. So I think it could be a guy that could average in his rookie year 13, 4 and 4. I think could be a stable thing, and 13, 4 and 4 will get him somewhere close to around that 10, 3, 30, get him around that 60 average, give or take, and that'll get him pretty good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with Wardlaw at the moment. English and Merrill Marshall, nothing much to say. And then getting rid of Ryan is the thing that I'm sort of guessing at this point. But we'll know Thursday team news. If we get any new ruckman, I will be jumping on them. And then you got Taranto here, 144. Should have just VC'd him, to be honest, or captained him. Goulden 101. Dunks 112, huge from him. Zeeble 88 got up. He had a 33 point last quarter to make up for it, which was huge. And then Sheasel 82. Man, there's just a helicopter going overhead just constantly. Sheasel 82, as I was saying, just huge from him. Again, to just keep sort of the cash gen sort of not moving anywhere at this point. We'll see what other people are doing with regards to his ownership during the buys, but I think I'll hold him because he came up against a tough matchup in the buys and scored 82, and I want to see what he does against because he's going to be a round 15 guy to trade out because of his forward being a forward. And so he's got 3 games to basically prove himself over the likes of to prove, well, not only him to prove himself, but also to see if anyone else in the forward line that isn't round 15 can prove themselves and can be an option instead of both Zeeble and Sheasel. But that's why I want to get that's why I like the Humphrey and Hobbs trade, is because I can chuck Humphrey in the forward line as well, and that just gives him more duality compared to both Mullins and well, I guess I could chuck Mitchell in the forward line when that also happens, as I haven't been chucking him in the forward line, as I can just use as I'll have. Do I have any other defenders that I can? Yeah, we'll see. There's I can use Chesser in defense and some other guys in defense that I can use there to get the 22 guys on field, and also can chuck the likes of Noah Long on field as well, which I do for the pie rounds just to get those 22 guys, but he'll also fill in one of the holes that I have here. But it's 3 holes, so I'll find a way. I know that there definitely is a way to do it. As I can put, that's what I can probably do. Put say Chesser into the defense, and then Will Day into the midfield, and then put Rosie forward, and then also use Noah Long forward or Seamus Mitchell in the forward line, and that's where I can get my 3 guys. It will look like a bandaged forward line, but it will be better than nothing. McPherson 67, he's just got to pick it up. I know it's a soapy ground, but just got to pick it up, to be honest. Can't have 67s, so hopefully I don't have to use a trade on him to upgrade him during the buys, but if that has to happen, then it has to happen. Drury, Noah Long, and Cowan here, all guys that, Drury and Cowan didn't play, so preserve value, and Noah Long went up by like 2k or something, 3k he went up by, so just hoping he has a better performance. Didn't get into the game at all, and has Collingwood, which could be interesting, but Collingwood seem to be, early on in the season, leaking scores, but it doesn't seem like they're leaking any scores anymore, so Noah Long's going to find it tough because he hasn't gotten on the board scoring-wise in the last couple of games and has only had 7 touches. So hopefully he can just get on the board and get those big. He had an 18-touch game here and 13, 11, rather than these 7-touch games that he's having. So hopefully that's the case. But that is basically what's happening for me, my round review. And at the moment, this is the round preview. I guess that's not right. Drury. I can do this quickly. Wardlaw comes in for Ashcroft. Mitchell. Swap over here for Cowan, and then I can do it that way. There we go. That gets me to 21 guys on field, and I guess if Murkoff plays, then that is the case, and I can get up to 22 guys on field and 8 in the bye round, so not that bad for this bye round. I wish I'd probably had more rookies for the other bye round in that of the round 13 bye round. That's probably an awkward point. But so if I was to change this up, it would be this one. It's more awkward than it would take me a minute or 2 to fix it, as I need to go to Constable and then back to Mullins in defense. So that's basically the video there. And if I go back to the main screen, that's my AFL Fantasy team review for round 11. And how it was another positive round. And I'm going to go and basically, I think, do those trades and try and really make a lot of value out of this and try and get another premium to get myself up to basically 6 premiums in the midfield, alongside having having the likes of alongside the likes of having. I'm trying to reorder it whilst talking here to help my thoughts out, I guess. Let's see, McPherson down back here, and then put Mitchell in there, I guess. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I finally figured it out. Okay, so it would be having the likes of 6 premiums. Hopefully by the end of the bye rounds, it would be 6 premiums in the midfield, Ashcroft and Wardlaw, as well as the other 2, and then 6 basically premiums in the defence, the 2 best ruckmen, and then 5 premiums and Bailey Humphrey going up in one of the probably the first non-bye round up to someone big, as I'd still have hopefully Noah Long at around 360k and some cash in the bank, as well as having Wilmot as well to upgrade him, Wilmot's probably going to be used to upgrade Hobbs, and Mitchell will probably be used to upgrade Wardlaw, and then I've just got to find a way to upgrade Ashcroft, to be honest, and that's how I get up to the 22 premiums for me. So I think that is the way to go, as I think that offers a lot more value, but I'll have to look at how Mullins and Laird look within my team and how that actually looks, as getting the premium now could work. But I'm sort of banking a little bit on Hobbs going and making 50 to 100k, which is a little bit risky, and Humphrey making a little bit of cash as well. But Hobbs hopefully can make that money, as I need it, basically. And yeah, so that's the review there, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.